Okay, everybody, welcome to the Stock Pick Profits Daily Market Update. It is 9/11/2018, the anniversary of the horrifying 9/11 event. Before we get started, let's go ahead and read the disclaimer together, right? Past performance is no indicator of future performance. We are not registered investment advisors. Nothing in this broadcast is an offer to buy or sell any stocks, option, or anything like that. Although we do sell a membership service if you're interested. So, and always read the disclaimer. It's important. There's good information in there. Yeah, it is a sad day today, Jeff. We'll kind of get into that. But, we were going to do a little thing on disclaimers this week, but the market got kind of busy and a lot of things going on. So we pushed it to next week. But you guys stay tuned for that because it's real important. There's a lot of things about a disclaimer that you'll discover that are very revealing. So let's go ahead and get started. We got a couple people here already. Welcome, everybody, to the Stock Pick Profits. What do you call it? The Daily Show. Anyways, it's 9/11, anniversary of 9/11. Let's show respect for the victims, for the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice in that attack on our soil. Let's remember to never forget all those things. Let's ignore the media today. How about that? We, in honor of 9/11, we have not had the news on all day. So that's our way of fighting it, right? I mean, and yeah, Jeff, it was kind of a sad day. It is kind of a sad day. It's interesting you said that too. What we found sad about it is we have to watch the news to a certain extent. We're traders. We're responsible for a membership and stuff. So we used the phones today. We didn't have any of the TVs on with any of the news services, CNN, Fox, anybody. And it was really, really sad in the sense that, instead of taking the time to commemorate, to never forget, to remember what was so heart-wrenching about what happened that day, instead, the media just decided to make it an attack on President Trump again. You know what I mean? It's always got to be about these political talking points and stuff. So we're over it. We're over the media already, especially CNN. God help those people. It's funny. And I'll tell you guys a real quick story before we get started, okay? And you guys will really like this. Most of you guys know I got an 18-year-old just got into college, right? Engineering school. So proud of him. So I'm asking these kids about how they feel about this whole news cycle and things like that, and it was so funny, the responses that I got. Really, they just don't even care. They're smarter than us in that sense, but it was really revealing. It's I asked them a question. I asked 6 of them. There were 6 of them, and I asked them this question. I said, hey, any of you are in journalism school? Because University of Hawaii actually has a good English program and stuff. That's my alma mater for English, and which I don't really make it look like that good of a degree, do I? With my broken English. But look, so I asked them, hey, any of you in journalism school? Any of you planning to be journalists? And one of them looked me right in the eye and he said, Uncle, let me tell you about journalists. Journalists are pretty much lawyers without the pay. That's how these kids view journalism right now. Lawyers without the pay. They're the minimum wage version of lawyers. So that should tell you everything you need to know when you hear from the kids, right? Many a day we made money on Snap and stuff talking to the kids, right? They know a lot more than people. The big thing about the media, especially Twitter and stuff, it's always so impressive when adults are stupid enough to speak for children because they're always wrong. Right? Just ask the kids themselves. So let's get to the market, man. That's enough of the fun and games. We've got this government shutdown looming, and it's really not getting any news play, and we're really concerned about it because we don't want this to just be a sudden flash in the pan. What we want is to orderly go into this. And we know where President Trump's stance is on this, right? After the omnibus budget, he has swore that off. He said he will never sign another document like that again. And And I believe him, and we believe him. One thing you can count on with President Trump is you don't have to do a lot of guessing with him. He's pretty straightforward. He's shoots, a lot of times from the hip, off the cuff, but he says what he really means. You don't have to really read between the lines. You don't have to try to figure out the innuendo and stuff. And he's very animate about he's going to get his border wall funding, and he's going to get the proper budget that he wants. So let's see how that works out, because on top of that, you've got all this trade stuff going on, right? We still don't have Canada on the table. It sounds like we're working them into the table, but we still don't have them on the table. They haven't signed the paper. And we got the Chinese right around the corner. So it's interesting times right now. Now, the way we're playing this is we think this is going to resolve, and it's going to resolve to the good side. We think the trade deals are going to come through. We think Canada is the sticking point. If Trump and the administration can get Canada on board, it'll be like dominoes falling into place. And that's the way we're playing it. We're still short the dollar, even though it pushed up again a little bit today. But that trade is going to kill that dollar, and it's going to be pretty dramatic. And so we're going to stay with that trade. As you guys know, we opened up a tech trade yesterday. It was XLK, which is your S&P 500 technology ETF. And so we opened up, and I'm not going to tell you the strike yet because I haven't made sure all the members are into it, but we did go all the way out to January. For Miss Hale, thank you for correcting me yesterday. I accidentally posted December, but it's we went all the way out to January. Look, September is traditionally your weakest month. The fourth quarter is traditionally your strongest quarter. Tech had this nice little pullback. You saw even Apple today. What did we tell you yesterday when Apple was down a couple bucks? We told you the Warren Buffett story, right? And if you'd listened to it, you'd be in good shape today. What does Warren Buffett do when Apple's down a couple bucks? He buys more. He doesn't buy it when it's up $4 like today. He's riding it by then. So, and that's the way we're looking at tech right now. We don't think there's any real problems with tech right now. We think tech's really strong, and it's got a lot more to go. Maybe even pushing towards that 9,000 level on the NASDAQ before the end of the year. You never know. We're getting some good, strong growth, and retail is starting to come into the game. Financials are starting to show some life, but tech leads the market. And if we can get a nice tech rally, which we're banking on, now we're in some shorter term, I think out to the 28th on some QQQ trades. That one's looking real good. It's pulling right about even. That XLK trade's up about 5-6% right now. All the other trades are kind of just flat or looking fugly right now, but that's fine. We're waiting for this trade to resolve. Now, trade ideas. Let's talk about trade ideas. What are you guys looking at in the market? Well, we think if you're looking for some trade ideas right now, you want to look in those beaten down areas that have promise. Now, you don't, it's just like we say when people ask us, hey, what should you do? Oh, I'll get to that in a second, Jeff. What should you do when you decide your college major, right? You find where the job demand is, right? Now, that doesn't mean you go into interior design because, yeah, there's job demands. Why? Because there's just nothing in the industry. Same thing with your stocks. You pick the ones that are going to do the best in this resolution, because trust me, if this trade falls apart, if this government gets shut down, if things start to, the wheels start coming off, we'll just pull up short and we'll capitalize on it. But right now, we think the big money, this big opportunity, the winter opportunity is going to be in tech, and it's going to be in that market rallying. So that's the way we're playing it. So like we said, for ideas, trade ideas, you want to find some sectors that got a little beat up, but it wasn't warranted. Maybe chip stocks. Maybe there's a biotechs. I see a lot of action in biotechs right now on the message boards. A lot of people playing biotechs. Maybe there's some ideas in that. We like tech going forward, and we put our money where our mouth is. We're in the Qs, we're in the XLKs, and we're in a couple other plays. We're put our money in our mouth. We think gold's finding that bottom, and it's about to blow off that level. It'll probably have something to do with the trade resolution, but other than that, we're going to just stick to our guns right now. Yesterday and today were like paint drying days, but that's fine with us because they were trickle up days too. Everything in the portfolios are looking good. We think everything's all systems go still on this bull market. You know, it's always like this. There's a flow to your news cycle, especially with your CNBC. What happens is when the market's doing well, you'll see all these articles about bear markets and crashes and imminent crash of the dollar and all that. And that's because they're trying to strike a little fear, because when things are good, people don't click links, people don't sign up for services, people don't need help, right? People aren't sinking, they're not drowning, so they're not flailing. So that's how the news cycle goes. Then when you see if the market starts going down, all of a sudden it'll be a pile-on. Why? Because misery loves company. And just like a good accident on the freeway, everybody slows down to look at it. That's how you get your clicks. So you can't go by that news flow logically. So you guys remember that. So playing forward, man, we like the way things are going. You know, we like to hear from Nomura and stuff that the end of the world is going to happen sometime tonight, but it's not. So look, let's kind of close the commentary side, and we'll go to the viewer stuff with this. Let's in our heart of hearts, let's celebrate what the people that were victims of 9/11 gave to us. Okay. Let's celebrate that. Okay. Let's celebrate them. Let's don't talk about Trump. Let's don't talk about Pelosi. Let's don't talk about Kavanaugh. Let's don't talk about anything. Let's just celebrate that these people gave their lives for us, you know, and without even knowing it, you know, it's my God, we're Americans. We need to stick together. Let's stick together and put the damn swords down for a freaking day, CNN. You know what I mean? There's always tomorrow to take cheap shots at Trump or whoever else you want to. But right now, today, these people gave their lives. They were victims of a crime they didn't even know happened. They were dead before they even found out what happened and why it happened. So let's show them the respect and stay away from that BS. Let's go to the comments because, you know, Jeff, you got some Irdm. Since we got it's kind of a quick show, let me go take a look at Irdm. Why'd you buy that, Jeff? Iridium. No wonder it sounded familiar. You know what, Jeff? I'm gonna take a look at this tonight. Okay, me and the team. We played Iridium in the past. What made you buy this, Jeff? Hey, share with our viewers real quick. What made you buy that? Did you see something in the chart? Did you see something in the developments? Is there some kind of news that might be coming on? That's Iridium is one of those that we watch it. It's the bottom of the watch list, but we do watch it. It's a satellite company. Huh? I remember that satellite. They do some voice and stuff like that. But let me look at a 1-year chart real quick. Just real quick, Jeff. Since I got look at that run since June. Huh? It's ran off that $11 all the way up to $20. Think it's got another move in it, huh? It's at its all-time highs. But let's keep an eye on that, Jeff. Okay, we're gonna, you know what? Let's add that to the program, right? You know, when you viewers tune in, and you got stock ideas, let's go ahead and track it. So I'm gonna put it on the agenda. Let's track it together there. Have some fun. So I put it on the agenda so it wouldn't get forgotten there, Jeff. And all you viewers, if you got a stock you like, let's follow it together. Let's have some fun. So we'll have I'm going to have an analysis from the team tomorrow, Jeff. And let's take a look. Inside friend told you it will go well. I'm not going to post that, Jeff, so we don't get in trouble with the SEC. But, you know, that's where the good information comes, man. Inside information is information. But let's follow that together. Okay. Iridium's a nice little company, Jeff. They do satellite communications, which is like your voiceover and stuff like that. I remember that from playing it before. I know it's right at that 2020 level, which is all that at that all-time high. So if it's got another move, we'll take a look at it. Okay, gang. So Jeff, dude, thank you for the stock idea. Who knows? We might end up playing it. You members that are watching the show, if you see a call for Irdm tomorrow, you know where it came from. You thank Jeff. But like we love for this show to be a nice get together for everybody and anybody. You don't have to be a member with the service. You can just be a viewer that just loves to trade stocks, loves to talk the market, just like Jeff just did. Bring your ideas. We'll talk about it. We'll analyze it. We'll argue about it. We'll high five over it. Okay, gang? That's a lot of fun. Yeah, so you bought the stock then, huh, Jeff? Went long on the stock? It's in a little bit of a pullback from that 2150 level. So this might be a good level to buy. It looks like it's got a little support there at about 2065. So, or I'm sorry, 20, maybe right below 2020. It looks like it's got some good support. It's probably a good area to buy it if you believe it's going to go up. But like I said, just like the Netflix trade, remember we talked about that Netflix short. Well, that's kind of just buoying right now. That those options haven't really moved. Let's add Irdm to this because that's a lot of fun. Now, Jeff, since we're hanging out with you and talking to you, steel. Let's talk about steel, man. Steel had a kind of a rough day today, huh? Well, when X opened up, man, it went under that $28 range, and we were like just freaking out in the trade room. We were like, "What the hell?" But it was kind of in unison with the market, right? We opened up blood red. I mean, we're down 120, 130 points at the open. We ended up closing nice and green. So it's a beautiful recovery. But steel really took a little shot this morning. X went under that 28 just for a little smidgen, and then it kind of came back up and it closed right in the middle. Look, Jeff, this is where you should be buying X. Absolutely. If we didn't already have a nice position that we bought a couple earnings reports ago, remember when I had the bad earnings report? We bought it about $19, $20, and we've held it since then. And when Friday, we opened up some option plays on it, and we went out I believe to about the 28th, and we went up a little bit on those calls, a little outside the money, and we're happy with those. They've kind of cycled backwards, but they're very volatile, and they're going to be a big profit for us. But we really love steel here, and the reason why is it's so ignored and it's so beaten down right now, Jeff. But it's such a critical part of what Trump is doing, that this thing is just going to go. When it goes, it is going to be a massive parabolic move, one for the ages. And that's why we're staying in it. That we've got two plays that we're going to stay in regardless of those fluctuations. And one of them is X, and the other one is United Cannabis, CNAB. We like that one. We've held United Cannabis for a little over 2 years. We've seen it go up to $2 and stuff. It's down like around 55, 60 cents right now, but all we're doing is accumulating. That's all we do is when it comes down, we accumulate. We think that's going to be a $10, $15 stock. We think X, when it hits its stride again, will be back over 100, 150 bucks. No problem. Once Trump's got this all worked out. So that's kind of your trade talk today, right? We like X. And if you guys are you long-term players that are looking for a good company to put in your portfolio that probably is going to see a lot of good growth over the next 2-3 years, just because of the economy, just because of the policies that are being put in place, X is a great one. As far as the market outlook goes, before we close the show, as far as the market outlook goes, we're still very bullish on this market. We think it's going to push back to the all-time highs, especially that NASDAQ. We'll see how it goes the rest of the week. But so far this week, it's been exactly what the doctor ordered. Whenever you start red, just like we did this morning, and you bounce back and you finish strong like that, that is a very resilient, that is a very strong market. So we're still very bullish on the market, and we're going to keep those plays where we've got them. We're going to give President Trump a chance to do his thing. Okay. All right. Hey, good morning to you, Jesse. So look, gang, just as a side note, yes, there is a hurricane coming to Honolulu. It's Hurricane Olivia. It's supposed to go right over the island, but by the time it does, it's supposed to be a tropical depression. So I think the winds are only like 50, 60 miles an hour, which is not good, but it's not a hurricane. So you guys that always send us the well wishes and stuff, this doesn't look like it's going to be much more than rain. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. But then again, with hurricanes, anything can happen. Now, you kids on the East Coast, different story. You've got a real hurricane coming towards you. You guys keep safe, batten down the hatches. all that stuff. I know Samuel in the office is laughing at me with my batten down the hatches talk. We haven't seen Samuel today, man. I miss him. I miss my brother Samuel. Anyways, so look, gang, it was a cool Wednesday. It was a cool Tuesday. I think we had a lot of, for a paint drying day in the service. Look, if you guys aren't taking advantage of these days, look, it's just like I tell you about Warren Buffett yesterday. Remember what we told you? Apple was down a couple bucks. Everybody was talking crap about it. The trade wars are going to ruin the company, just destroy it. What did we tell you? Do what Warren Buffett does. He does not buy on the days it's up. He buys when it's down. Yesterday, you should have been buying Apple. My God, it was up $4 today. It got the $2 and 2 more. Jesus Christ. And then you get the big show coming up. They're already talking about this heart stuff for the Apple Watch. They're talking about lowering prices on the iPhones. Oh, man, Apple is just, you missed the dip, man, if you didn't buy Apple, if you like Apple on the last one. How far it runs is another story. But, if you're holding it for the long term, just like Warren Buffett. And the same thing we tell you, buy when they sell when they buy, okay? We don't want to be buying steel at $150 a share. X. We want to buy it at $28 and write it to $150, right? So just like Jeff did today, one of our most loyal viewers, just like Jeff did today, when it went down today, he added some more. You add the dips. We think that this tech dip that we had the last week might be the last dip we have for a little while. Like, again, we said, let's close the show on this note. September is traditionally your worst month. We've had a bad first week, so we got a little negative numbers in there and stuff. But the fourth quarter is generally your best quarter. So what does that tell you? Well, September is the first month of your fourth quarter. So that tells you that's your buying opportunity. And then October, November, December, you're riding, right? Anyways, so that made sense to you. We hope so. If it didn't, sign up for the service because you need help. Anyways, it's been a great show. Thank you all for joining us today. Like we said, stay bullish on the market. You guys stay out of trouble. God bless all those on 9/11. God bless the president. God bless the United States of America. We'll be back tomorrow. Hey, Glenn. Welcome. Hey, new viewer. I'm going to put you up on the screen, Glenn, because this is the first time we saw you. Welcome to the show. Glenn, we always like to welcome our new viewers because, first of all, welcome to the show. We're just happy to have viewers. But, you'll find it's a very lighthearted, it's a very informative show. Please come back daily. If you like the webpage, if you like the I Love Investing page, Facebook page, it'll automatically alert you when we go live. You guys know how Facebook works. Kona, welcome. We didn't hear from you yesterday, Kona. What you been up to? Probably out there day trading this market, man. Kona's a trader. We talk picks with Kona, and he's a fun guy, and he's into the market and stuff. And but he's a little bit more of those those buy point players. You see him a lot. You set a target, you set a stop, and you just kind of play it there, right? You kind of use the charts for that. And Kona's very good at it. So, we're so happy to have you, Kona. Anytime you want, share some more picks, brother. And Glenn, yeah, I'm glad you love it. We love having you. You guys stay tuned. Look, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for a couple guests for our Wacky Friday show. So if you guys are interested, you want to come on screen with me for a little while, maybe you want to call me names, maybe you want to call Trump names. It's okay. First Amendment rocks in this show. Okay, you can say anything you want. Is it? You know what, Savar? It's funny you notice that, man, because we're kind of getting flashes on our end, and I don't know what it's about. Because on our reverb, we run a reverb just to make sure that nothing's going wrong. It's going fine. But let's call it a show, okay? Savar's here. That completes the trifecta. Glenn, thank you for joining us. Kona, come back with your picks. And Jeff, steel, baby. Steel is for real. Anyways, you guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Have a great night.